It's Em, the beginner crafter. Welcome to another Crochet and Crafts Tube video, and I'm super happy to say that I finished both projects that I was making for my cousin's baby. Just in time, I guess. I still want to remake the blanket that I made. Well, I started making, but I ran out of yarn and then I changed. But at least I have one blanket and an amigurumi ready for her. So let's start with the blanket. I mean, there is one thing I need to do. I need to weave in all the ends. Not there are many of them, just the finishing ones. So this is what it looks like. This is the border that I've made. It's very similar to the start of the border that the girl in the video was making. So basically it's chains and double crochets or single crochets into some stitches, and that goes all the way around the blanket. So this is the blanket. It is about 1 meter long, so over 1 yard long, and not the whole meter wide, so maybe about a yard wide. I didn't do the whole border because I didn't really want to make it as big, because it turned out to be much bigger than I had expected. There is one mistake that I made, and I decided to leave it just because it's not something really serious, and I'm not sure I can find it. It's on the left side, on the wrong side I should say, and in one of the rows I just forgot about one stitch, and then I just did a longer stitch from the row above. So it is there somewhere, but even I can't see it. This is what the wrong side looks like, and it's also quite nice, but I definitely prefer the pattern on the right side. It's really beautiful. I still have about one full ball and a half left, so I probably will also make something like maybe a hat or booties for the baby. But the most important thing is that the blanket is finished, and it's huge, like really big, so should be well enough for the baby as a wrap, as a blanket, or even as a mat to lay on, just to make things softer and warmer. So that's the blanket, and here's the bunny. It's finished. Of course, it's not made perfectly. There are things you can see, like something is sewn like too much on it. The eyelashes are not thick enough, so you can barely see them. The arms and legs are maybe not very symmetrical, but I think the baby will like it anyway. I hope so, at least, so I'm not too bothered with that. I mean, it is just supposed to be cuddly toy for the baby, and it was a pretty good project to practice my amigurumi, which I don't really like. I'm not a big fan of, just because they're so tiny and the stitches are pretty difficult to make. But they usually make really nice toys for babies or children, so it's good to be able to practice them from time to time. It doesn't look exactly the same because the colors aren't the same as they are supposed to be. My cake wasn't exactly the color that needed to be, So these are 3 leaves, and then there are flowers. I was supposed to make one more color of flowers, but for the love of God, I couldn't find that color in my cake. And there were supposed to be 5 leaves. I made just 3. And then when I sewn everything, I realized actually it works like this. I mean, I could have one more flower in here and then put the leaves somewhere in between, but I think I like it this way, the way it is. I hope I've sewn everything tight enough for it not to get unstitched, and so that nothing happens to the baby. So yeah, I hope everything will be fine and the baby will like it. I'm not a big fan of the yarn, I'll be honest. It is, I think, merino or something like that. So it has this halo of hairs, and it's just splits a lot, snags a lot, and that's why I didn't really like it. Also, it's very difficult to string onto the needle because it's just so fluffy. So not my favorite yarn to work with. The colors are fine, they're quite muted, but just the yarn itself, not the biggest fan. But now let's see what's in the newest box. I know it has been opened officially by Bella Coco, but I specifically didn't watch the video, even though I got the message about it. I specifically didn't watch the video just so to be kind of surprised with what's inside. So first, I love the looks of the box. My colors, more or less, there's a little bit of pink, but it's very delicate pink. There's some purple, maybe even blue and gold. So something I really like. And oh, blue tissue, very nice. Practice makes progress. This is something I probably should cut out and put somewhere, because it is true, and it is kind of an encouragement. Every time I make a mistake or something doesn't quite work out, practice makes progress. That's, you know, something you should remember and keep in mind whenever you have trouble. Now, I managed not to tear anything. Oh, that is a different kind of yarn, like curly. Calypso Decay King Coal. What kind of yarn is it? Clearwater Blue, that's the color. 280 meters, acrylic polyamide, and 4mm needles. I'm guessing hook, more or less the same size. So it's really soft in touch, but it's a very interesting texture here. So I wonder what makes you can make out of it. So we've got Clearwater Blue, is it? Yes, Clearwater Blue. Then we've got Cream. Although it looks really, well, maybe not white. It does look like cream. And then, like, really, they're really soft. I can't explain how soft they feel. Like, this texture, it's very light, but very nice in touch. Oyster Grey, so that's the name of the color. Really interesting yarn. We'll see what that will be. Okay, so we've got a box. Guess some kind of container. I guess as you could see, one. No, this one doesn't fit, but I'm pretty sure one fit in there previously. So it's not a big box, not a big container, but still. And oops. And we've got the crochet, the stitch marker with a diamond. That's interesting. cute. And a guide to UK crochet terms. I think, no, it was a different thing. There was a plastic thing like that had some kind of guide to it, but I think these were sizes of things. And here you've got the crochet terms, because the UK uses different ones than the United States, and then the rest of the world just kind of goes either with the UK or with the US, and it's kind of difficult to remember which one is which, because the double crochet or a treble or a double treble, they exist everywhere, but they mean completely different things. So it's really useful. And oh, and the crochet hook. I was going to say that surprisingly a few goodies inside. 5mm crochet hook. Okay, so that's bigger than what the yarn recommends. Not that I'm complaining about the number of goodies, because we got more yarn than usual. Usually we get 2 balls of yarn. Now we got 3, so obviously. But yeah, the crochet hook, that's what usually appears. Oh, this is cute. So I was waiting for that, kind of. So we've got, like, is it the narwhal? Is it like this animal? But it's cute. Definitely. And we can make a hanging basket, a Celeste wrap, and yes, Norbert the narwhal toy. Oh, would I do it? I don't think I would be able to make it in time for the baby to send as one package, because I really want to get some time off amigurumi. But the hanging basket, interesting. There's no project that really sort of makes me say, wow, I want to make it. So we'll see what I'll do with those projects, if I actually use any of them. But it is a nice box. I really like the yarn. It's really something interesting. The texture is very interesting. It's really, really soft. So I hope to use it in near future. But for now, I still want to make that blanket. I think I'm gonna stick with Call the Midwife, but I'm going to make it sort of more narrow and get rid of one panel, and then I think I won't need as many rows as well to make it like proportional, and I think then I should have enough yarn to finish the blanket as well. It will be thinner, it will be smaller, so maybe like they will have 2 different blankets to use for a baby, whatever needs the baby is going to have. And yeah, I'll get both done. And Call the Midwife blanket, I remember like I almost managed to finish the blanket in like a week. So I do hope it's also going to be quick this time, although this will be the floss tube week. But we'll see what's going to happen. I want to like rip the previous blanket first, and then we'll start, I guess, making at least a little bit of the blanket this week, and then continue a bit more fervently next week, so that I managed to finish more or less in time when the baby is due and is born, and they can have those blankets for the baby. I mean, I'm sure they have something for the baby already, but I promised to make something, to make a blanket especially, so I want to keep the promise and send it to them as soon as possible. If you've liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Consider subscribing to the channel if you want to continue watching the progress that I make, both in crochet and crafts, but also in Floss Tube, which will be next week. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!